Go ahead.
No.
Come on, you can't pretend love.
You can't do that. Yeah, no. It's just the thought that you can't pretend love. Like, so many people are just like searching, or even if they, like have that, they're in relationships, and like we feel like we have to pretend, like we have to look a certain way or be a certain way, because we're all trying to get to the ideal of what love is, and it's really possible without like having to try for it.
Right.
So that's sad to me. I mean, that's heartbreaking for me. Like I spent 11 years trying to be what I felt like I was supposed to be.
Right.
And then I found
By somebody else's standard.
By somebody else's standard.
Which is usually what the problem is.
Then I found you, and it was just like so natural. Like I didn't have to pretend. It was like all those things that love is supposed to be just came so naturally. So that's amazing to me. And so it's so sad to me now when I see people like trying for that, or yeah.
Yep. We always fail. We always miss the mark when we set our standard by somebody else's standard, instead of getting the blueprint from him, from our Heavenly Father, on what the standard is that He meant for it to be for us. But then when we find that out, then it just clicks. So.
And then we just get so stuck in like the traditions of man, and like what we feel like we've known of God all of our lives. And then when it's like, when He starts trying to prick on, like, let me show you my heart about it, let me tell you how I think about it, it's hard for us to even receive it.
Yep.
But then when we step into it, it's like, this is the liberty He's been trying to get to me all this time. What? So, and it's hard to deny that truth when you step into it. So,
right.
Wow.
That's good.
I don't know. I feel like I want to cry.
Go ahead.
No.
You can cry. Okay.
We need to go grocery shopping.
Okay.
I don't know why she just now.
Because that was good. You was spitting some truth soliloquies.
True soliloquies
about love, and we don't even know our own pattern until God show us our pattern, and we have to stop putting on facades, and then and then we're pressured many times that it has to look a certain way.
Yes.
And
absolutely,
that's what we see on social media, just like at Life Journey Church, the prayer that came out, and we've seen that theme. We used to talk about it all the time before, but we saw that theme like 2 or 3 times yesterday. So church, she said a prayer, and in that prayer she talked about social media and everything we see on social media, and it's everything perfect, and then we're like being hard on ourselves because we don't look like that, or our marriages don't look like that, our relationships don't look like that, when half the time theirs really ain't that either.
Right.
So what can you trust? Well, there's some authentic people out there, there's some authentic relationships, but none of it came without a cost. None of it came without the processing. None of it came without having some failed situations. And even in that, it's not so much failed. It was that one thing that made us for the next step.
Right. I was about to say the thing that Graham Cook was talking about. He was talking about each situation is designed to, how do you put it?
Well, I know he said that every problem, like, it comes along with a promise.
Right.
He said the bigger the problem, then you can be sure the bigger the promise
is attached to it.
So we have to change our way of looking at things, and today may not be the day the way you want it to be, but tomorrow can be better. So we get that. That's it. Yes. So we have to get the answers for quit comparing ourselves. It's one of the number one traps. Offense is another. It's probably the number one trap. And then comparing and jealousy. Ooh. When we can start valuing each other and valuing other people, and then we can glean or pull on what they have and say, man, how can I, not to compare, but any other person in our lives that have something that we value, or even relationships, if it has something we value, then what it should do is just make us say, God, what do you want from me?
Right.
You know, how can I be my best design? Not to get jealous, because when we're jealous, then we can't receive from other people, or we start having attitudes or problems with them, and really there's not a problem. So we just have to value each other, value the good examples and the good things we see out there, but then we have that conversation with God and say, how can I be better? What do you want from me? And that's the difference in being jealous. But anyway, you were spitting some real soliloquies there, and I had to grab that on video because that was good. Yeah.
To God be the glory.
All day.
Every day.
We love you.
And twice on Sunday.
Oh, every day and twice on Sunday.
Anyway.
We love you.
We do love you.
Be encouraged.
Get some groceries.
Stay encouraged.
Stay encouraged.
And we'll see you soon.